Director, you mentioned FBI Director Chris Wray, who has been sounding the alarm about terror threats at the border. You've been a critic of him and the FBI, claiming they're targeting Republicans. You challenged him at a hearing last October. Let me play a little clip of that.
The problem I have is I simply cannot trust what the FBI is providing me. And I don't say that with any joy in my heart. That's a travesty. The American people want to believe and have trust in the FBI. We want credibility and integrity restored to your institution.
I see an FBI every day that conducts themselves with integrity and professionalism and selflessness and rigor. And I do not accept the characterization of our performance in this particular case. And the idea that I, as a Republican appointee and a lifelong Republican, am biased in the way that you are describing makes absolutely no sense.
Well, what about that? I mean, the idea that he is a lifelong Republican, the idea is that you're suggesting he's targeting Republicans.
Under his watch, the FBI came in and briefed Senate Intel and said that the Steele dossier still had integrity. This was in March of 2018, when the FBI knew that the Steele dossier was basically bought and paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign. Its main subsource was an individual they were investigating as being a Russian spy. I personally was part of their targeting, their operation, their catch and kill operation, where they were trying to sabotage any revelation of the Hunter Biden laptop. They gave me an unsecured briefing, and then they later leaked that to the media. So unfortunately, Director Wray, his primary job was to come in and clean up the mess that James Comey had created, the partisanship under people like McCabe and Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. He's done the exact opposite. So he's not restored the integrity. So no, I don't trust the FBI. Now they got this vast network or this manhunt for people that just showed up on January 6th, when they should be focusing on the clear and present danger that is the open border.
Well, let me ask you again. You mentioned some of the prosecutions. I mean, they are either currently prosecuting or have indicted or are investigating Hunter Biden, Senator Bob Menendez, your colleague in the Senate there, Representative Henry Cuellar from Texas has been indicted. Cori Bush is under investigation. Mayor Eric Adams is under investigation. Marilyn Mosby, the top Baltimore prosecutor, got prosecuted. She claimed it was political. Former Representative T.J. Cox, Democrat from California, he's also saying it's political from the other side. Karen Carter Peterson, former head of the Louisiana Democratic Party. Andrew Gillum, who ran against Ron DeSantis. These are all this Department of Justice going after way more high-profile Democrats than Republicans.
They're probably more corrupt, high-profile Democrats than Republicans. But what I do know is that, for example, in Hunter Biden's case, that prosecutor was dragged kicking and screaming into indicting him. Basically allowed the most serious tax evasion charges, let the statute of limitations expire on those. It's undeniable that the Department of Justice, the Biden administration has targeted Donald Trump. Look what happened with Alvin Bragg and Letitia James in
but they're not DOJ.
New York. They ran on a platform to get Trump, not to administer justice impartially, but to get Trump, and they did.
I agree with you on them. But DOJ to me seems like a different animal. And with all of these prosecutions, I mean, again, you're talking about the prosecution of Hunter Biden, again, lifelong Republican, and David Weiss. The constant claims that these lifelong Republicans are all sort of become so corrupted that all they're going to do is go after Republicans. It becomes a little hard to accept.
Well, again, when I was investigating Hunter Biden, I had nothing but interference from the Department of Justice and from FBI. It's under Trump, okay? But those are lifelong partisans in those operations. Again, they gave Senator Grassley and I an unsecured briefing, said we were targets for Russian disinformation. We've been accused for months of soliciting, disseminating Russian disinformation. Nothing could have been further from the truth. And then the day that we dropped our report, none of it's been refuted. The day after that, we had the computer shop guy offer us that computer. We were suspicious of it, so who do we go to? We went to the FBI. They could have told us at the time, yeah, it's a genuine computer. We know all about it. But they gave us a runaround for weeks, causing McIsaac to go to Rudy Giuliani's attorney, and the rest is history. So again, I've seen the interference. I've seen the partisanship. I think all America has as well now.
And then, but you're also, as part of that, then willing to ignore all the rest of the evidence, right? I mean, just you'll take the Hunter Biden, I'll accept everything you say as truthful, and let's assume that's true, and then everything else that I just laid out about how the DOJ has been going after all these Democrats doesn't matter?
No, first of all, there are probably the vast majority of prosecutors and district attorneys and FBI agents who do have integrity. It's the people at the top that are the partisans that are directing
Republican Chris
these
Wray.
actions in the trial cases.
Like Chris Wray.
Yeah, exactly. Chris Wray and his lieutenants, and Merrick Garland, yeah.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.